So here's a little insight where we know there's something going on out there, but we're not quite sure. It's like the wind where we feel it. We can smell it, but we can't necessarily see it. So I put this little Venn diagram together to show you what we see happening out there and how it's all tied together. And this little Venn diagram is going to show you the cross-section between geopolitics, technology, and finance. And it's these cross sections that we're feeling that confuses us, and where is it coming from and what's it doing? And anything that you can see going on today can fall under any one of these categories or cross sections. So the cross section between geopolitics and technology is where we find our warfare state. Endless wars are going on around the world, and they may expand, they may not expand, but this has been going on and going on and going on. And using technology and geopolitics to tell us how we're supposed to feel about these wars, telling us who our enemies are without giving us underlying data, proof, evidence of why we should adopt that way of thinking. We're just being told, these are our enemies. These are why we don't like them. This is why you shouldn't like them. And you should support anything we do because we are justifying why we're going after these people and why we're just going to go and create these never-ending wars. Okay, they're using technology, social media, mainstream media, and all this other different propaganda and technology to shape the way we're supposed to think and feel, as opposed to us having our own independent thought about all of this. So that's how the warfare state comes in and manipulates geopolitics and technology. And they want to influence us, influence what we think, what we feel, and how we act. That's part of what they're taking control of is the influence. Okay, now the cross-section between technology and finance is where they're going after constitutional liberties. That's where they're going after our wallets, our pocketbooks, our bank accounts, our money, okay, through controlling the value of our purchasing power by creating all this inflation. They can put burden on us, financial burden on us, and how much things cost, how they're limiting our lifestyles, how we need to now cut back on certain things that we're doing on our spending because the dollar doesn't get as far as it used to because of all of the spending, and a lot of it of which goes to the wars and the war state. So they're manipulating our dollars, our finances, and minimizing our ability to have freedom of movement, freedom of thoughts, freedom of speech, and all the freedoms that are afforded to us under the Constitution. So that is coming after our liberties. And so the cross-section between geopolitics and finance is where monetary policy comes in, where the elitists, the banks, and the insurance companies of the world are bringing forth these policies to impose upon us so that through the currency, they can manipulate the influence, and through manipulating the influence, they then can control our liberties. So anything that you see going on today, that you know you're feeling something, some pressure, some pain points here and there, and coming from different directions, it's going to fall under one of these cross sections. So hopefully this gives you a little clarity as to what we're feeling, but not necessarily you can see, just like the wind. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of vision of what's going on and what we're seeing. Now, I'm always one that says, so what? Great. We don't want the gloom and doom. I'm not bringing you gloom and doom to stoke fear and saber rattle. I'm here to create awareness so that awareness, once you gain the awareness, the next step is to do something about it. And we can talk about how you can do something about it, because there are things you can do about this to harness this, take advantage of this, to get to the other side. So you don't necessarily have to fall under the influence to have your liberties taken away.